Hello class 12, I'm Sana Uzma from the Millennium School. Children, as you know, we have already started with the chapter Chemical Kinetics, and a number of important topics are already covered in the previous videos, and I hope you are following the videos sincerely and also making your notes along with me. In the last session, I discussed with you the kinetics of zero order reaction, where we learned to derive the value of K, which I told you is very important. Remembering the expression, children, is very important, because in chemistry derivations are not asked, but the final the value that is derived, the formula that is derived, which I keep in the box, is very important for your numerical part. And I also discussed with you some numericals related to initial rate of reaction and the graphs related to zero order reaction, and I hope you have practiced it properly and you are updated with the videos, with the syllabus on a regular basis. So now today I'll be discussing with you the first order kinetics. First order kinetics is also derived in the same way as the zero order kinetics, and for this also we will be deriving the half-life and the value of K with some important graphs. So please listen to the video carefully and sincerely. So first is the hypothetical equation that we have to consider to reach to the final equation. Here you can see again A is getting converted into product. Then you have to write this in the form of rate law expression. How will you write it? R is equal to K into concentration of A raised to the power 1, and this 1 indicate that we are talking about first order reaction. And in differential rate law, how do we write it? R is equal to minus dA upon dt. So we have these two equations, and again we will equate these two equations like this as I have done here. But before moving ahead with this derivation, first of all try to understand this graph. This graph is for this expression where R is directly proportional. Rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of A, since the power is raised to the power 1. So here you can see that since they are directly proportional, it will be indicated by a straight line like this. And if you remember from in zero order kinetics, the rate and the concentration were independent. Like rate does not depend upon the concentration of the reactant. So the graph was like this. Children, graphs are very important because most of the times you get the graph in your examination and it is asked to identify the order of the reaction. And for your CBSE exams, for your board exams, you need to study only zero and first order reaction. So coming back to this, when you equate these two, this is in differential form. I am shifting this A towards this place, that is replacing dt by A, and dt will move this side. So you'll get an expression like this. Obviously the differential equation has to be integrated to reach to the final equation. So again, like for zero order, the initial concentration is A naught and the final is AT. Okay, and time pertaining to this initial concentration will be 0 and for final concentration will be T. So the limit for concentration is A naught to AT and for time it is 0 to T. Okay, and dA upon dt, the integration of this dA upon A, you'll get this log EA. That means on integrating this dA upon A, you'll get this expression log EA, that is natural log A, and the limit is A naught to A. This portion you need to learn. And K is again a constant, and T for T dt, the integration on integrating dt you'll get T, limit is 0 to T. So on further exploring this, you'll get log EAT minus log A naught, okay, base E. That means we are talking about natural log. Okay, and this is minus K into T minus 0, that will give you minus KT. Now very important point here, exponential log, children, cannot be calculated or cannot be simplified. So in order to convert this into log base 10, this expression is multiplied with 2.303, and this you must have learnt in class 11. because in many chapters you get this much of logarithm in your calculation and your chapters. So this much you must have done in class 11 only. So I have written the expression here. To convert natural log into log base 10, what do? We multiply it with 2.303. So here also, to convert this exponential log, I have multiplied it with 2.303 here also and this side also. Again children, please pause the video and try to write down this much on your own first and then move ahead. When you write down along with the teacher, it becomes easy for you, and it helps you in better understanding also. So now to simplify this equation, what do? We divide this entire equation by 2.303, and on dividing you'll get the expression like this: log 80 base 10 log minus log a naught base 10 equals to minus kt upon 2.303. If you divide this equation by 2.303, you will get an equation like this. Okay, now this equation, when written in terms of log 80 as the subject of formula, it will be modified as log a naught base 10 minus kt upon 2.303. Now again we will be plotting a graph for this following the straight line equation, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So y is this, corresponding to y we have log 80, and m, that is the slope, is minus k upon 2.303, and t is your x. Okay, and this becomes your intercept. Now please look this side towards the graph, and this is known as integrated rate law. Okay, now coming to this, on the y-axis we have this log 80, and on this x-axis we have t, and since the slope is negative, the graph will be plotted in this direction like this. Slope is equal to tan theta, which is equal to minus k upon 2.303, and intercept is what? The c corresponds to intercept. This is log a naught base 10. So this is the graph that you'll get. And children, in board examination, a question was asked to find out the slope from the given expression, or the graph can be given to you and it can be asked to write down the value of the slope. So you need to remember this expression. You can see here I have mentioned it in a box. And the graph, whenever you see that a graph with log values is given, obviously you have observed that in zero order reaction no log was used. Whenever you see log, obviously it is corresponding to first order kinetics only. This can be used as a hint, children, because in your boards you have, in your syllabus you have only zero and first order kinetics. That's it. So this much you can remember. Now further, you can see here that the same equation is written here. Now we have to simplify this equation so as to use it in the numerical calculation. So log 80 base 10 is equal to log a naught base 10 minus kt upon 2.303. Now I have modified this equation in this form. As you can see, log a naught minus log 80 is equal to kt upon 2.303, and this is very simple concept of log. When it is in the subtraction form, it can be written in division form like this. This is something very basic about log. There are only simple basic concepts that you should know about log, which I told most of you in class 11 must have done this, because this was taught by the teacher in class 11. So this is a very simple concept. This in minus, whenever you see the log, it gets modified into this form. Okay, and it can be written as log a naught upon 80 is equal to kt upon 2.303. Okay, so in terms of this, when we have to find out the value of k in terms of, or making k as the subject of formula, you will get the equation as this: 2.303 upon t into log 10 a naught upon 80. Now this expression is very important for your numerical calculation. You will be getting the numerical for first order reaction based on this expression only. So remember this expression. And this a naught means initial concentration and 80 means the leftover concentration. Please don't get confused, because sometimes children consider it to be the final concentration. But for this expression, this is not the final, this is the leftover concentration. If I say an equation has completed 90%, it's that means the reaction is 90% completed. So A naught will be, obviously, what will be the value of A naught? Initially it must be 100%. If I say that an equation is 90% completed, that means out of 100, the 90% reactant has already undergone decomposition or whatever it is. Initial concentration will be 100 and the leftover will be 10. Are you getting it? So if the reaction is 90% complete, that means initial is 100%, this corresponds to A naught and this corresponds to AT. Similarly, if it is said that a reaction is 40% complete, 40% means initial is 100, this A naught is 100 and AT is 60. So this is a very common mistake committed by the student. That is why I'm making it clear here only. So, and most of the times in the question you will see that the reaction is, the completion of the reaction is given in this percentage form only, that 99% reaction is complete, 20% is complete, 90% is complete. If I say 99%, that means A naught is 100 and AT will be 1. Is it clear? So AT is the remaining concentration or the leftover concentration and A naught is initial concentration. Now moving on to the half-life of first order reaction. Since we have learnt this expression, that is expression for rate constant of first order reaction, now you have to derive the value of half-life from this expression. For half-life, the leftover concentration will be half, that is half of the initial. Initial is A naught, then the remaining will be A naught by 2. So I have substituted the value here. K is equal to 2.303. Now T will be considered as T half log 2. When these two will get cancelled off, you will get log 2. And we know the value of log 2 is 0.3010. So in the next step, I have substituted the value as 0.3010. Now when you will multiply these two, you will get the value as 0.6932. You can use 0.693 only in your calculation part. So the expression for T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. This is the expression for T half or half-life of first order reaction. Now you can see here in this particular expression, there is no mention of concentration. That means half-life of first order reaction does not depend upon concentration. So what should be the graph like? Try to plot on your own, children. The graph should be like this. When you plot the graph between T half and A, that is concentration, whether A naught or AT, the graph is independent. T half is independent of concentration. Now again, reminding you of a very important question from 2019, which I told you in my previous video also, for zero order and now for this first order. Two graphs were mentioned. One was for zero order. For zero order, the graph was like this. I'm just making a small graph here for your better understanding. T half upon A naught. Sorry, T half versus A naught. And the graph was like this. And another graph was like this. Now the question was to define the order of the reaction. I'll give you the definition of the order, children. And then to find that the graph is of which order reaction. Both the graphs were to be identified and the question was of 3 marks. So children, you can see that you get question as easy as this. If you remember the expression for T half of zero order, it was equal to T half was equal to A naught upon 2K. So from this you can see that T half is directly proportional to A naught. That is why the graph was like this, straight line. And here the graph is flat. That means T half is independent of concentration. So please try to remember the graphs. Whatever I am telling you is very important. And now both the important order of the reactions are done, that is zero order, and the first order reaction is also done. So children, thoroughly revise these two, and in the next session I'll be discussing some more important questions related to these two laws, because maximum time you get the questions related to these two laws only. And one more, if you remember, one more important factor I told you, that is temperature. Temperature and concentration are the two important factors in this chapter, on which the entire chapter is based on. And in your board, in your competitive exams also, you get the questions from these two topics only. So let us quickly see what we have done in this session. In this session we discussed the first order kinetics. Now in first order kinetics we used again this integration method. I hope this part is clear to you. A simple rate law expression and then differential rate law. On equating these two, you'll get this. This is again a very simple graph where rate is directly proportional to the initial concentration or the concentration of A. So on integrating, you'll reach to this particular expression, and the point to note here, to convert this natural log into log base 10, we multiply it with 2.303. Okay, remember this, children. And if you cannot understand this derivation part, please, children, at least remember this expression, the graph, and this. Again I am telling you, in your board examination you don't get any derivation. In chemistry, like physics, you do not get any derivations. In physics you get derivations, I think, but in chemistry you won't get any derivations. You will only be getting the application of the derivations. That means you will be getting numericals, where you will be needing to apply the formula and substitute the values in the formula to reach to the answer. And this particular expression is extremely important. Why? Because the numericals are based on this expression only. A naught is the initial concentration and AT is the remaining concentration or the leftover concentration. Then half-life is 0.693 upon K, and for zero order it was A naught upon 2K. So I hope you'll revise these topics thoroughly, and in the next session you will also do the numericals and solve the questions along with me. So thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day.